Good morning. Welcome to Breakfast Buzz, a new series of program being started to create awareness for the new immigrants to get into the political system and understand the system better so they can enjoy their new life in their new homeland as Canadians. We thank our guest today, Dr. Ruby Dhalla, Member Parliament, Springdale Brampton, and we really thank her for the short notice we gave her, and she is always accommodative, and she graciously came in today to create awareness amongst the new Canadians so they would know the system better. Welcome, Ruby ji.
Thank you very much.
What we would request you at this point to really create awareness and because we feel at the grassroots levels as new Canadians that we do need a lot of knowledge about the new system and how to get into the new system and how to get started with our new lives here.
First, I want to congratulate all of the viewers that are watching Breakfast Buzz. It's a pleasure and honor to be here as the Member of Parliament for Brampton Springdale. Going on to Tony's question, talking about how new Canadians can get involved in the political process. All of us are really so blessed to live in a country where there is equality, where there is opportunity, where there is respect and hope. And I only look at my own journey of getting involved in politics. I wasn't born with a famous last name. I wasn't born with a tremendous amount of wealth in our family, but I'm the daughter of immigrant parents. And those parents left India, left a very, very successful life in search of a better life here in Canada in the 1970s. And they left such a great life, and my mom worked in many, many factories and worked dollar by dollar to make ends meet so that my brother and I would have the very best in education. And I actually got started in politics at the age of 10 years old. As I reflect back, there was a great deal of violence at that time that was taking place in India. So watching all of these newscasts where mothers were losing their sons and fathers were losing their daughters, the images were very, very horrific. And I remember turning to my mom and saying, you know what, I would love to be able to help and to do something. But I was 10 years old. I was living in a city called Winnipeg. For those of you that don't know, it's a city in the center of Canada, and the violence was taking place in India. So I decided to write a letter to our late Prime Minister in India, Indira Gandhi. And I wrote her a letter really asking her to have peace, to sit down, to have peaceful discussions instead of having to resort, to violence. So I mailed this letter, and 2 weeks later the doorbell rang. So I ran to the door, and there was an envelope with my name on it. And when you're 10 years old, you don't really get a lot of mail, so I was very, very excited. So I quickly opened up this envelope, and there was a handwritten letter from the Prime Minister herself. And I think subconsciously that is how I learned that it doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are, or where you live in the world. If you want to make a difference, if you want to make change, that opportunity is available. And I started off as a grassroots volunteer with the Liberal Party. I worked as a volunteer for many, many, many years, and I worked in hundreds of campaigns, from knocking on doors to stuffing envelopes to helping different MPs and different ministers. So I've had a chance to see politics from the ground up. So anyone that is watching, going back to Tony's question, asking how can they get involved, politics is really about people. And politics is about having your voice heard. So if you see some sort of injustice being done, if you see something that needs to be changed, you need to get involved, with your local MP. Get involved either with your MPP, which is provincial, or even your municipal councillor. And I think it is only by people having their voices heard that all of us can work together to make that difference.
Thank you for the brief introduction, Rubiji. That brings us to the first question. The basic question would be, you said the communities should get involved with the MPPs, with the MPs. Let's figure out what an MP is. What is an understanding of an MP, what he or she does, what are their functions, and what is their role, and how does it affect our day-to-day lives?
Well, a Member of Parliament is the individual that's elected federally. In Canada, we have 308 MPs, and each Member of Parliament is responsible for a certain constituency. So the name of my constituency, as an example, is Brampton Springdale. The most important thing to remember that anybody that is elected, whether they're at the federal level as a member of parliament or provincial level as a member of provincial parliament or at the city level as a city councillor or regional councillor or mayor even, the most important thing to remember is that the person that is elected is there to help you, to serve you, and to act as a strong voice on your behalf. What we see sometimes is people get elected, and when they go into parliament, they are not really aggressive in raising some of the issues that affect and impact people. What I do is every Friday I meet with my constituents, so it's like a doctor's office almost. People come in with a variety of different cases and issues and challenges that they are facing. Sometimes it's related to jobs, sometimes it's related to the economy, sometimes it's related to immigration, other times Revenue Canada or issues of student loans, a variety of different areas. So they come into my office, they meet with me, and we try to see what resources we have that would best be able to help them. Sometimes we're able to achieve great results, and other times we're not always able to help, but I do hope that they know that they can come to us and we'll be able to give them the appropriate information. Then when on Friday evenings, on Saturdays, on Sundays, I attend a lot of different community events. Sometimes we go to events that are, for the support of raising awareness for cancer. Other times we'll go to different openings of businesses, daycare centers, different events, like Eid celebrations or the Diwali functions, or an Irish school is having an opening. And so we go to a variety of different functions. And there I'm able to sort of gather and learn what type of issues are impacting families that live in my community. So when I go to Ottawa, when I speak in Ottawa, I always try to ensure that I'm a strong voice on behalf of the people that elected me. And I look at my constituency as my larger extended family. My job is to go there and to be a strong voice on the issues that matter. So just last week, as an example, an issue that was raised by many new Canadians was the issue of fraud marriages, whereby people from Canada go into another country, they get married to someone, and then when they sponsor their spouse, they learn that the marriage was not genuine. That particular spouse that they married was only for the purpose of getting Canadian citizenship and coming into Canada. So I raised that issue in Parliament. I wrote to the Minister about it. So there's a wide variety of different issues that we raise on behalf of constituents. So any type of elected official, it's important for them to be there for the community, to be grassroots, and really to be as a conduit between raising the voice of the community and the issues that matter to them.
Since this is a program to create awareness amongst new Canadians or new immigrants, we have a studio audience here, we have youth here, we have ladies here, we have fine gentlemen here. I would request the audience to throw a question or two, and that's the way we get the youth involved. Please.
In the last elections, the youth voter turnout was abysmal. And my question is that because the youth does not see itself very well represented in the parliament and doesn't see its issues being represented very well in the parliament, how do you seek to change that in the future? I mean, the youth doesn't really feel that connectivity with their elected representatives. I mean, as someone like you, who is one of the youngest MPs in parliament, how do you seek to change that?
First, I want to say thank you for coming out first thing in the morning, and I think it's young people like you. I always say the youth of our community are the future of our community, of our country, and it's incredibly important that our future be based on the hopes and the ideals and the aspirations of young people. I can tell you, as one of the youngest MPs in Canada, one of my main missions, my main focus has to been getting young people involved. And I think when you have young people run for political office, there's a certain amount of connectivity, as you used, as you had said, that young people have with the issues that matter, whether it's on challenges of how to pay off your student loans or going to university and finding a job after. I've been there, I can relate, we can understand. One of the things that we've done in our riding is that every single Friday, whenever I'm in the constituency, we try to make an effort to go out to all of the different schools and connect and talk to the kids. So I go into classrooms, I talk to kids, some as young as kindergarten, and other times they're as old as being in grade 12. And it's through that, of talking to young kids that we've realized that young people want to be heard. They want to feel a part of the process. So one of the initiatives that we started in Brampton Springdale was something called a Youth Advisory Council. I got young people from every single school in the area. We have 26 schools, and we created a Youth Advisory Council. This Youth Advisory Council is about young people coming together to design and develop solutions on the issues that they face. So they can be in relation to drugs, they can be in relation to gangs, to guns, to violence, to race.